I have some dreams I could share that came from my wife. And this one I recorded this morning, and I sent it to Fred because the address list I had where I could send it off the device I had, there was just a small list of people, and I don't know if it got to Fred or not, as he didn't answer or what have you. Okay, so I'll have to share it. She shared it really well. It was quite interesting. Part of it was about something that she said might have been a past life, but that she was with a community of people, and this could have been a long time ago, that they were, it was a prison. She was in a prison, and to some extent, I'm not sure. See, I'm paraphrasing everything already, and I don't want to have personal relations on the call talk, so because it's unnecessary. It also might throw off the what the dream was about. But in the prison, there was a lot of abused people, and especially women, and that there was also a very punitive attitude that if you made one little slip up of whatever the rules were, that entailed a much worse punishment, or the authoritarian jump on is going to be. So I thought, while she was telling me this, that this was definitely, or seemed like it was in maybe even Persia, or that kind of area of the world. And this dream was representing something of what's going on today. But she did say that she thought it was a past life event. And one of the things was that she was like maybe in some position, maybe like a guard or something. And that because of that, she had to enforce the conditions and try and make sure everybody was going to hold the line, that kind of thing, even though she didn't really want to. And she didn't like the place, but something happened, she said, that she came in and she had ways to help the people. And she did that. She was helping the people and the women. And this great light, I don't know, she said it so much better than I can, that she was, that it was like the light came on all over. I mean, the sky opened up, she said, actually. I remember her saying that. The sky opened up. But she was told that the sharing that she was doing with the people, she could only do it with certain ones. And these were people that were willing to listen. I paraphrased that. But she said she knew that she couldn't tell everyone or work or to share with with all of them, but that she needed to pick out, she identify those that would be willing. And I said, you mean to listen? And she said basically yes. And she also said that the awareness, she didn't use the word. She said there was this thing that I had with me. It was like God. And it's the word she used. And she said, I'm going to share with this. This sense was this was God, so to speak. And I said something like, that's your real awareness. And she said, well, yeah, maybe, and brightened up. But she also said that's, a word, that she's not identifying it as. So she's coming in with the real awareness to teach or share. how to get free of the prison, or at least to deal with it. It wasn't so much being free. She wasn't the doorway or the opening the sky. That wasn't you're getting free card, but it was of that opening, and the people, the ones that listened, she said, those are the ones, and then all of a sudden there's like the sky opened up with, and the individuals, like the individual brightened, got much, they brightened up a lot, etc. She said it's so much better because it was her dream and her experience. And I'm going to try and see if Fred got it. It's the only person I sent it to, and I think it got deleted by myself accidentally because I had 2 videos, and it may not have been fully recorded. That could have happened also because I thought I had sent it correctly, and I saw the timer working on the recording, but I don't know. And it's one of these things I've been observing about the recently about the internet and communications, and this sense of being monitored and tracked, or I think it's more of a genetic monitoring, but like my Facebook is now, I can't send videos or messenger out to Facebook like I've been doing for a while at the moment, until I go in and ask the Facebook, I need to get this back. They haven't told me I've done anything wrong. They said somebody has been interfering with my Facebook or Messenger, and so they had to lock me out. That's what they said. Of course, who knows what part of all that is true. Maybe 50% on one side and 50% on another. So, okay, so that was one of the 2 things, the dreams that she had. She had one other with a Zane Grey kind of character, who she said was, that's the famous writer of Western novels, by the way. But the character that this person was representing, she said, was like a Satan or a devil figure. And she did recall to me this morning a series of dreams she had with a devil god character many, many years ago. And at some point she said to this character, okay, no more, you're out, I'm not paying any attention, forget it. And that stopped. And I said, well, sometimes they call it Lucifer or Saturn and or whatever. But she said that this Zane Grey guy was something like that, and he was not like a dark, heavy, necessarily. It was more of an influence, or I would use that term. It's more like the influence, and trying to present something or force something. Actually, it wanted to invade her, and it's something like I was relating this to the media and what it's doing now. It's constantly asking everybody to get involved with that, but it's really like a satanic influence saying, please get on my side. Come on in. The weather's fine. No. But all of the media is completely convoluted with this dark influence. All the words that we're using. Convoluted, obstructed, obfuscated, and much worse. So this week I've had a very hard week, I would say, in general. I mean, it wasn't hard on me particularly, but what I mean to say is we lost the cat, killed by a dog. We had the neighbor the property next to us has been bought, and they razed to the ground 3 structures, which I could have saved all of the wood, maybe $5,000 worth of really good wood could have been saved, and they trashed the whole thing, even though I asked them for it twice, 2 different buildings, and they said they were, you know, they just raised it without having any real compassion or association. So they're going to put in a new house, and they're putting a whole fence all around for the dog or dogs that they are going to have next door to us. And we have cats, 4 cats. We had 3 now. And okay, so that's like 2 strikes. And the third one has to do with my wife's illness, that she's had gotten over. I would say she felt like she had gotten over it, but she's been taking oxygen. What do you call them? You know, you put it up to your mouth, the ventilator, you know, mini ventilator with ibuprofen or whatever it's not ibuprofen, but you put a drug in it and it's oxygenating, and she needs that. But this last week, she woke up, actually, the last couple of days, or the last 24 hours, she has started to cough again, and she thinks that something else has come, this is something else. But she had bronchitis symptoms and other forms of, she has asthma and high blood pressure. So, but she's noticed that this time, she feels it's different. She looked it up, and we have these pictures, which I took camera photos of. I didn't put them on here, of the map of the areas in the United States and in the world that today have very poor air quality. And we have this little circle or little cloud that's right over our area. And it was south of us yesterday, and it has moved up to our area, and it's going to go north. And it's bad air quality. And she says that she thinks she's being affected by that. Well, yeah, sure, she is. And she's going, I'm pissed off. Well, there it is. And if you look at these maps, they show the world. She said that they say that this is coming, some of this is coming from the desert in Africa, just like the hurricanes come across the jet stream. But this isn't hurricanes. This is just air, and it's blowing over, supposedly, from Africa and the desert, where no people live. Now, I looked at the map that shows where all these, I'm going to call them like chemtrails, because I think that's certainly the coverage. And I saw that the areas of the world that have the intense poor air quality, Iraq, India, in particular, Africa, like Lagos, Nigeria, like that part, mostly, more. Also Mexico, southern Mexico though, not northern Mexico, Mexico City, etc. And also East Mexico, like the Yucatan, places where people don't live also. So this is odd, you know. Africa has this band of poor air quality where there's not a huge population there, in that just north of Nigeria, if you look at the map. So I photographed the pictures and I can show them, but the point again is that how this global influence of pollution and the killing machine is operating at such a level that we're you know, this is just a tip of the iceberg, I could say, what I'm thinking of the real pollution of the planet is. Now that's a grim picture, and I just wanted to share it because that's like strike 3, you know, and all of those things I'm experienced or we have seen, killing of nature, killing of the environment, killing of people, or poisoning. And I think that there's a huge population that's actually aware of this. I think it's huge, but there isn't anything about, actually being able to do anything about it. And there's a huge allowance of acceptance. So tomorrow and today is, tomorrow in particular is the date of the galactic new year. That's when our sun lines up with the galactic center in our particular part of the universe. Okay, it doesn't sound like much, most people, and maybe it's not in the whole of things either, but I consider it to be a day that what I did was write a song called Christmas is Every Day. Every day's Christmas. And I had my white princess cat, Yodi, or Yoda, call him Yodi, and I put him in the camera and did this video. I think that's on here, one of the places. So I made a song that I wrote spontaneously, and then I wrote all this, Christmas is every day, New Year's is every day, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Christ is all Hanukkah. Okay, so I played with the words on that, but I'm saying the real day is always now, something like that. The words are better in the song, of course. And I put that out there for part of this thing, and that's kind of what the experience was about. And part of what I said was, stop the pollution, and stop the slavery, and stop the alienation, and stop the, or at least become aware. Otherwise it's just a new day. It's always a real new day, and everything's, real and true in that sense always. All the rest of it is a bunch of nothing. So cool. I don't know. That's my that's the sharing I have today. I think it's a pretty good one. Anyway, any comments or? Yep.
Thanks, Peter. Yeah, that's good. Agreement is the main thing there for the world condition. Yeah. We see it now and then, with your wife and all that. People are affected.
So you could tell. No, go ahead, please.
No,
I mean, that a few of those things we shared yesterday, we did a little conversation about the level of the engineered pollution situation. I don't know what the term was for it, but you remember our talk yesterday about it.
Engineered.
The 100% collusion.
Yeah.
The 100% collusion of the business community, the governments, the medical, the agriculture, the media, the product, the hiding everything, monetary, etc. I mean, absolutely 100%. I was willing to say, well, they don't really, it's not that large, but yeah, I think so. And that's that was what we were talking about. Just had a bunch of the huge numbers of examples, and I really have seen all that in each one of the different facilities, like watching the TV or the media is one example, and how they do business, and how things are communicated, and the production of all the events around the world, whether they be by weather control or media, like sports and elections and all that other junk, and how everybody is given this objective of agreement without having real choice, or seemingly very little choice of acceptance. So, all right. Well, we all know this, so You don't have to beat each other on that. Um, I would like to say it'd be nice. Tomorrow we're going to do the new you, and that's a kind of a, the real new ages, is every day and every moment. It's not in time, but I'm like, okay, I'm into it for tomorrow anyway. Um, I might as well say something like the new age is here, and of course it doesn't have anything to do with a time frame and a religious or social context and so forth, but um, at some level it has meaning, and we go with it. I'm going with it. So that's it'll be tomorrow is interesting in one other way, that they're holding the largest sporting event in the world tomorrow on the New Year's Day. They don't know what that really is supposed to be about, or what they're really, you know, yeah. It's like that's how it is. That's what they think. Oh, it's this is the World Cup. This is all that matters. Nothing else matters but some kind of foosball game. And so that's the state. That's the current state here. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, Peter, for sharing. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Appreciate it.